Good morning. Welcome to Liam's Daily Reviews here at Northam's Haunted Book Factory. Today is World Mental Health Day. Today is an opportunity to raise awareness about mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, and to shed a positive light on mental health. A big part of today, and something that's really important to me, is suicide prevention. Many people don't seek help until it's much too late. And being someone who has lost a lot of loved ones to suicide, I just want to put it out there that I'm here for you and for anyone. I'm online all the time, so if anybody wants to jump on Facebook and contact me, I'd be more than happy to just listen. So, on to the review. Today's review is on one of my all-time favourite Stephen King books, Rose Madder. Now, Rose Madder was published in 1995, and it came in an era when he released a lot of non-horror novels, and a lot of fans sort of had a bit of a problem with that. And a big part of it has to do with, this was around the time that Stephen King quit drinking and became completely sober. And you can tell it in the difference in his work. As far as I'm concerned, he became much more sophisticated and a better writer. Now, when I was a teenager, I didn't think so, because he wasn't really writing about monsters and supernatural stuff. But then along came Rose Madder. And it is a supernatural horror novel, but it also touches on some really important issues. Spousal abuse, domestic violence, battered women. And it's such a strong novel. The characters are so strong. The main character, Rosie McClendon, is a woman who's been married for 18 years to a police officer named Norman Daniels. And he's been beating her for 18 years. And one day, she's washing her sheets, and she sees one drop of blood on a bed sheet. And that's enough. She's had enough. She takes his credit card, and she walks out the front door. She can't believe she's doing it. She walks up the street, and then she gets on a bus. And that's the start of the rest of her life. And she realizes the kindness in strangers. A lot of people help her get to where she's going. She ends up at a women's refuge called Daughters and Sisters, and meets some people that help her get a job, help her with a new identity, and help her get on with her life. She meets someone at a secondhand bookshop, but that's where the supernatural element kicks into it. She finds a painting, and there's a woman in the painting. The painting is called Rose Madder. And as far as I know, Rose Madder is a colour, and it's the colour of the clothes that the woman in the painting is wearing. But years later, I had my own opinion of her. Okay, so Rose buys this painting and puts it in her new apartment. And now at night time, this painting comes alive. And this woman in the painting, she's like a mirror image of Rose, but a crazier, scarier Rose that's been around for hundreds of years. And yeah, she lives in this painting near this maze, and there's this big bull that runs around the maze with one eye. And Rosie has to do some mission for her. But this evil Rosie, she's a lot scarier, she's a lot meaner, she's a lot madder. That's what I think. So I call it Rose Madder. And a lot of Stephen King fans online have said, no, it's not Rose Madder, it's Rose Madder. But I think it's both. That's just my opinion. But the book is unreal. Now, the bad guy in it, Norman Daniels, he's not a supernatural clown from outer space that eats kids. He's not a vampire that's hundreds of years old. He's just a cop who's very sick in the head. Now, Norman Daniels, to me, is the scariest bad guy Stephen King has ever written about. He is unstoppable. A 6'4", big, scary, built like a football player monster who just bashes anyone and everyone, and he's killed people, and it goes into detail, and he's on the hunt for Rose. He's not letting her get away. And I'm not going to get right into it, but there's a scene where he puts on a bull mask. I'm pretty sure it's like Ferdinand the Bull before the kid-friendly cartoon came out, like recently. And it ends up getting stuck to his face, and he runs around biting people's fingers off, saying, "Viva the Bull!" It's terrifying. He's terrifying. And he ends up getting into the painting, and Rosie ends up going into the painting, and he ends up chasing her, and it's this chase, and she's got to try to save her life, plus do what the evil woman in the painting wants her to do. the ending is so poetic. It's got this imagery of this mother fox with her babies and the green eyes, and it's just, I've read it over and over and over. If anyone I know is like, oh, what Stephen King book should I read? I recommend Rose Madder every time. I think it's fantastic. That's all I'm going to say on Rose Madder. Definitely read it. Definitely read it. It's one of the best books he ever wrote. Now, I'm going to finish today's review with a song I wrote. A song I wrote called The Stand. And being that it's World Mental Health Day, this song is about suicide. The lyrics are quite confronting. I wrote this years ago because I lost someone very close to me. Lie to a man, his darkness covered everything. Things have taken a stand. He can't put down the knife while it's still in his hand, and it's still in his head. This monkey's turning on all tricks. Sing this song when the word is bled. He'll take the path traveled. He'll walk under ladders. Straight cats to the mirrors. He's burning skin to the bone, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I knew a girl. She was as pretty as the sunset. All alone in this world, and she's clinging to the light. But she'll become someone better. She'll become someone stronger. Just as long as the man that I am could just leave her alone. And he will see her in dreams. Angels bleeding and dying, and in the darkness he screams. He says this darkness is everything. It covers all that I am. But one day I'll be better, and one day I can stand again. Oh, again. Darkness covered everything. When he took a stand, when she took her life, he took his life. Thank you. Now, that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow when I review Richard Lehman's One Rainy Night. Take care of one another, everyone, and read some good books.